Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me... Bro, I'm gassed about this. I'm gassed about this. The one, the only, listen, the queen of upsets. I'm just giving you a new name, Rachel. The queen of upsets. The one, the only, Miss Redhead, lovely looking. It is red in it, Rachel. It is red. It is red.
Yeah.
The wonderful, beautiful Rachel Ball. Welcome to the Fighters Right Rage. Let's get to it. Spence?
Rach, I was really impressed with your win the other day, right?
You see the hook? Jesus Christ, the hook.
You know why I tuned into the fight? I was in my house chilling with my kids, right? Because I don't like to watch fights live. I like to watch them like the next day when I'm like uninterrupted and everything else. Because when fights run long, people like to text me and all the rest of it. And Tunde sends me the clip of the knockdown. Right?
If you see how I shouted in the house, Rachel, I was like, "Oh my god, what a hook!" I was like, "Bro, I said, Spence, bro, you gotta see this." I said, Spence is always in his bed. I'm like, Spence, are you watching this TV? Are you watching the TV right now, Spence? He's like, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on?" I said, "Fam." If you see the hook,
what hit the win?
Bro, it was a serious shot. I was like, yeah. I said, "Oh, you got it there, Spence."
I got it here, bro.
Wait.
You can see the left hook's the shot for her and the right hand's the shot for Courtney, and sometimes the right hand is beating the left hook. Hold
that! Did you hear me in the background? Hold that! Bro, you see me, Rachel? I'm telling you, see me, when boxing's on, I'm just a different human being. 1 minute I'm all nice and everything like that, then I just become this killer. I just love seeing people touch the ground. I mean, you know, it's got a 50-50 edge of it because you don't like seeing someone get hurt or nothing like that, seriously. But, you know, it's the dramas of the sport that we all love. And I have to really commend you on that fight and this victory.
Yeah. You know what?
Thanks, yeah.
You come from kickboxing, right?
Yeah.
So how many fights did you have as a kickboxer?
Probably about 25.
So you won major titles, though, didn't you?
Yeah, 3 world titles.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. So like,
applause for that.
yeah. How did you find the transition from kickboxing to boxing?
Hard, and I'm still transitioning, I think, in my style and things like that. So it is hard. There's a lot of differences. Obviously, it's a completely different sport, but there's a lot you can take in the ring from kickboxing, but there's a lot of differences, definitely.
In terms of the training, how would you say the training's differed?
I mean, like the fitness side of it, that's all the same.
Yes.
But it's a lot more intense, obviously, on your arms. You know, if you kickboxing, my arms are a bit heavy, heavy today, I'll just kick. You haven't got that option, have you? In boxing, you just got to crack on with it. But it's more like the technical side and the pads and breaking everything down and stuff. It's something I'm still learning and adapting to, really.
I'll mash up this box,
Spencer's here raiding the Krispy Kreme box.
Right. Listen, we got Krispy Kremes. Every week we get Krispy Kremes in, yeah? It's Tunde's turn this week to buy the Krispy Kreme. Listen to me. I'm telling you. Don't play with the Krispy Kremes up in here.
Hey, see, this is...
We're
not really a good advert for healthy eating as a boxer. But
have you seen, like, Tunde goes running every morning, like 3:30 in the morning. He's always posting it on his Instagram. And people say, Spence, why don't you go run at 3:30 in the morning? I say, because I got kids. Nah.
Because you need to.
Yeah, exactly. That as well. But what I'm trying to say is, like, when you did the transition, what made you go into boxing and not MMA? Because your style, like, female in combat sport right now is really on a high. And especially, like, after watching Natasha Jonas, the Jonas Harper fight, to me, the technical skill that those two females demonstrated made us realize that the gulf between male and female boxing, it isn't. It's just, you just want to watch boxing. Because it's not the same, like, oh, well, women can't fight, or blah. That's all nonsense. That's been dispelled years ago. but even more so to see like two real combatants go in there and fight the way that they fought. Was like on something like that, does that inspire you in doing what you're doing?
Yeah, definitely. I think all the women out there are just absolutely inspiring. And yeah, for me, boxing, in terms of going MMA, it's just not for me. So it's boxing for me.
So why is not MMA not for you?
Oh, well, I've got long hair. My hair gets everywhere. You're in a gym which tends to be full of men, and it's just a bit too intimate for me.
Okay.
Like, they're literally in between your legs, and like, I have done a few MMA classes, and like the one time the guy just like picked me up for fun, and I felt like, this wasn't for me, kind of thing.
Rachel, in your full fight, I know you fought a more experienced girl, in Catherine Fanders, who's I think now is the WBC. I think she's the interim champion. What was it like going in very early in your career against an experienced, winning person?
I was nervous before the fight, to be fair. I was nervous, but I went in there confident. I went there to win. 100% went in there to win.
Yes.
And some people would say that I did win. It depends how you look at the fight.
Yes.
But it was a close fight, and I'm very proud of how I conducted myself in there. I think handles the fight very well. And especially she's a lot more experienced than me.
Definitely. I think it goes to show that, you can have that early setback and not, take it too badly and take it the wrong way. And I think that goes really for the person who just fought, Shannon. This is her fifth fight, Shannon Courtney's fifth fight. She's come up short against you, but there's no need for her to feel down and despondent. She can carry on and come again.
Yeah, of course. I mean, for me, the Katarina fight, it's given me a hell of a lot of respect in the sport, and people have gone, actually, Rachel Bush, she fought that Katarina Sanders, and that was at lightweight as well, and they're like, bloody hell, Eddie should do that.
Yes.
And even Eddie Hearn was like, I watched that fight, and God, Rachel Bush, she's a monster. So he put me on a platform, and that's what I think that fight probably got me the Shannon fight, really, because it showed that I was up there with the rest of them, really.
You was actually the favourite for the Shannon fight, weren't you?
Sorry?
You were actually the favourite for the Shannon fight?
Probably after weigh-in, but the rest of the time I wasn't. No.
In a betting favourite.
Yeah,
okay.
But it changed, and you're right, because it was at the weigh-in, when the pictures went out, it was like, bloody hell, look at the size difference. I remember that. It's like Rocky versus Ivan Drago. Like, the size difference was a massive, huge height disparaging between you two. But a lot on the inside, everyone was tipping Shannon Courtney to come through and be victorious. On the commentary, I think Matthew Macklin had Courtney winning. But I think it's very, very difficult to come back from a knockdown, especially a knockdown which was, even though it was like a flash knockdown, but the style in how you just threw that left hook, that can leave a big impression on the judges. And on this, we only had one judge, and the referee was Howard Foster, right?
Yeah.
Right, Howard Foster. So, therefore, he's in there. Very, very, it's intimate. So I reckon on certain things where it's like one scoring official,
yes,
they see things when you're in there. They see things that haven't, like, us on the outside ain't gonna know. Us on the outside ain't gonna feel the energy or the body language of the opponents. We're not gonna know. But when you're in there, it's totally different. And I thought that was a very, very fair decision. I had you winning, especially because of knockdown. That's got to be a 10-8 round. And I had she. But fair play to Shannon Courtney. I ain't knocking her because she came back very, very strong.
Yes.
But I'd still had you winning the fight. And that's why as soon as you got the decision, I said, well, we got to get you on the show. How did you find the fight?
I mean, because Shannon is very small. Compared to me. Well, most people are small compared to me, but she is.
How tall are you, sis? How tall are you?
Oh, I never give it away.
I'll just go on box rec that way.
I know what's a plan for me, so. But so I hadn't fought anyone that small since back in my kickboxing days. So
I thought you were going to say primary school.
Well, yeah, basically. Yeah, Yeah, so it was a bit of that took some adapting. So I think going in, if and when there is a rematch, hopefully I'll be more prepared for it. But yeah, so it was a bit of a shocker.
Because I was gonna say that, has there been any talk of a rematch? Because I know Shannon was highly favoured and going into the match. And just to pick up on something you said, Spencer, when I was listening to the commentary, actually people were actually saying this could be a banana skin for Shannon, and that it was a lot of the insiders said this was going to be a tough fight, and it definitely proved to be a tough fight.
It was
for Shannon. But I would love to see a rematch. Has there been any talk on that?
Yeah, there's been some mention of it. Obviously, as soon as I walked into the changing room to go and speak to her, she just said, "I want the rematch," and I said, "Okay, that's fine." that was the first word out of her mouth.
Just make the bank transfer. We'll be all good.
yeah. Some money.
Show me the money. Good.
So I think the best thing for both of us would be to fight other people, build our profiles up, and I would personally like it for like a nice big title,
yes,
a nice big build up. Why not headline it? Because people thought it was a good fight. Let's make it exciting and put it on for a big fight again.
Absolutely.
Right, because
but yeah, we'll see.
So what are you boxing at? You boxing at feather, and is Shannon Courtney boxing at super bantam, or what is, even though it's not much in weight difference, but what exactly is going on there?
So what weight am I?
Yeah.
So I want to fight at super bantamweight. That's the weight that I came into the sport wanting to fight at, but because of the availability of fights, I've took them from featherweight to lightweight. Yeah. But I'm not built like the lightweight girls. I'm not built like that. And I need to get my skinny ass on the scales, basically. I made weight far too easy for that last fight, and that was I made it 8 stone 11. So yeah, I want to get back down to super bantamweight.
Okay, but Shannon came in at 9 stone something, right? She came in just over 9 stone limit. What was Shannon? Because she was very persistent. Even like when she got knocked down, she got up like ready to battle. What's her punching power like? Because I've seen her stop girls, and I thought, wow, she's a bit of a handful.
Yeah, she has got power behind her punches. I'm not going to sit here and say, no, she's got crap punches, because she can hit. But for me, it wasn't enough to knock me down. It didn't knock me down at all. There wasn't a time when my knees went wobbly or anything. So that gives me confidence going into a rematch if it happens.
Absolutely. So we've got to get this rematch on.
Yeah,
Spence.
100%, man. Because that'd be nice and juicy and like... Yeah. I'll be very, very much looking forward to it. So after, just imagine, like, if you could plot your career right now, what are the fights out there? What are the opponents that you'd like to go mixing with at this present moment?
There is a Spanish girl who's got a European title. I can't remember her name now. That we'd quite like to fight. There's also Dina Thorsland, Danish girl. She's the current super bantamweight world champion, so we'd be happy to have a go with her in the future, mix it with them. So there's probably a couple of fights that I'd like in the future.
Okay, trying to think, what was her name? There's a girl who I've seen fight who's not. What's her name? I'm sure it's.
So the memory starts going when you get a bit older.
Yeah.
Spencer, he's got so much knowledge in his head. Go on.
Was it Nina Minkin? Is it Minkin? She's from Germany.
Dina Thorsland, something like that.
Nah, Nina. I've seen her fight, man. She's all right.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, she's not a bad fighter. She comes to have it. She don't play, man.
So what's the situation in terms of your promotional situation? Are you promoted by Eddie Hearn and Matchroom now, or are you out of a promotional contract?
So I'm still under BCB management at the moment.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens. I haven't had anything confirmed with Matchroom. I know they want to work with me, but I don't know whether they want to do it on like fight-by-fight basis or whether they want to sign me. I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Well, definitely, I think you'll be a definite
star attraction
because that was an exciting fight. For the fans watching at home. I mean, he had me jumping around, so much so that I had to send it to Spencer in the first round. And I just think that women's boxing is on the rise. And
Yeah.
definitely Rachel Ball is a great addition and advert for women's boxing.
100%, 100%. And like, so
Thank you.
yeah, but if we just go back to your early days, like, how did you get into combat sport in the first place?
So I was doing karate from when I was age 7.
Okay.
My dad, back in the 90s, he used to watch like Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, and I just wanted to be a ninja. So I went to my local.
Come on. My people.
Yeah. So I've been kicking and punching since I was 7.
Okay. So from you 7, all right.
Yeah.
So what made you make the transition into boxing?
Well, after we'd won the 3 world titles, we'd done a couple of K1 fights, enjoyed that. And we'd had a few white collars, enjoyed that. And then my last white collar fight before I turned over was in Malta. And Brian the Lion Rose.
Yes.
He was over in Malta as well. He was watching the show and we met up with him, and he was like, yeah, you put on a really good performance. You know, you should definitely turn over. You know, I think you could make some money off this. Still waiting to make some money off this, but it's been great fun, the journey so far. Yeah, definitely. So he was a kind of a big push in the direction of going pro, to be honest.
And what was it like fighting in Eddie Hearn's garden
Under the lights
with no crowd?
I mean, I didn't really notice the crowd wasn't there.
Yes.
It was just weird, like fighting outside. It was just like completely bizarre. You know, there was no crowd. It was outside. It was weird, but it was amazing. It was awesome. Like, I remember like standing there and they were doing the pyrotechnics. They were doing the the practice run for that. And like I had like tears in my eyes. Like it was that like emotional. Well, as you can tell, it was a very emotional night.
Yes.
But yeah, it was just amazing. It was incredible just being there. I just loved it.
Fantastic.
Because there's a picture at the end of the fight. I think you got on your page as well, but it's like how it just encapsulates the whole thing. Like you're being picked up, and like Shannon's walking back to her corner, like I'm kind of dejected. You know what I mean? She just lost an unbeaten record, but that's the adulation of you getting that win. What did that win mean to you?
It meant a lot. It meant a lot of things to me. I think. And especially the reason why I was so elated and happy and overwhelmed was the amount of support that I've had. It was like a fairy tale movie kind of thing. At the start of the week, I wasn't the bookie's favourite. I was 6-2 or whatever. And then the bookies odds have completely changed. You know, I won quite a lot of people over just with how I am somehow. And it was just like incredible to get the win away from home on the biggest platform that I could possibly get. And as someone who's still working full time as well, it was just massive. It was massive, and it was a massive relief as well to have done it, because I knew I could do it. But it's one thing to win in the fight, but it's another thing to actually get the decision sometimes. So
absolutely.
It was just massive.
Well,
we see you got the blue tick. So you got the blue tick, so you're big out here.
You're verified, and we can't lie.
You're promoting the CBD oil, and bro, it's all everything's taken off reach. And I'm myself and Spencer, we're very happy for you, and Spencer phoned me. He said, yeah, we got to get Rachel on the show, because, we got to give her...
I can't believe you asked me. You've had all these big names, and there's little old Rachel from Warsaw. Can't believe it.
The fight is right.
Well, 2 things where you're wrong. You're not little and you're not old. Right?
True.
And you know what they say? Shoot for the stars. You know what I mean? No, shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you're going to land among the stars, and that's what you're doing, young lady.
So,
thanks.
Once again... Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great honor and a pleasure to have the Queen of Warsaw, the one, the only, Rachel Ball.
We salute you,
Thank you so much.
Remember to like, comment and subscribe to the Stamina for Sale YouTube channel.